Good morning, all. In the previous class, we have discussed moment of inertia and some examples of moment of inertia. And now, firstly, we discussing a theorem that is connected with moment of inertia. Then we will discuss the dynamics of pure rotation. So, first we discussing the theorem related to moment of inertia, that is parallel axis theorem. As in the name parallel axis theorem, this theorem can be used to find moment of inertia about an axis that is parallel to an axis through the center of mass. Okay, that is the theorem says that this theorem gives us the moment of inertia around any axis I if we know the moment of inertia around an axis through the center of mass parallel to the first. Okay, if the mass of the body is m and the distance between the axis is L, then the theorem states that the moment of inertia around any axis I must be equal to the moment of inertia around an axis through the center of mass plus m into L square, where L is the distance between the axes. Okay, so here I0 is the moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center of mass, and we have to find I. So we use I0 plus m into L square. Okay. Now we going to prove that. For that, we taking this diagram here. We choose an arbitrary body, and his center of mass is located here. And here we going to find the moment of inertia about an axis that is in z direction. Okay, here we choose the moment of inertia about the z axis. Okay, so here we consider a particle j. This is the particle j. Its mass is given as mj, and its distance from the z axis, I call it as the perpendicular distance, not a distance, the perpendicular distance from the z axis taken as rho j, and the perpendicular distance from an axis that is passing through the center of mass. Okay, and the perpendicular distance from that particular axis that is taken as rho j dash, and the perpendicular distance to the center of mass from z axis is taken as r perpendicular. Okay, So the perpendicular vector from the z-axis to the particle j is, we have represented it by rho j. Then what will be rho j? Rho j must be equal to xi plus yj, yjj, not k. In the text, it is given as k. Okay, isn't it? The perpendicular component from the z-axis. So there is no component for z, only components for x and y. Okay. If the center of mass here we write rho j, it is the perpendicular distance to the jth particle. Okay. So here we consider the total mass is composed of a number of small masses like mj. Okay. So we can write the moment of inertia about the particular axis must be equal to what? It must be equal to summation j mj rho j square. Okay. I must be equal to summation j mj rho j square. Then if the center of mass is at xi yj plus zk, here look at the point center of mass, the coordinate here x, here y, and here it is z. Okay, then the position vector from this origin, if we draw a position vector from this origin to this point, it is represented as the center of mass. Okay, then r is equal to xi plus yj plus zk. Then what will be the vector perpendicular from z-axis to the center of mass? Then what is a perpendicular distance? From the z-axis, we have drawn a perpendicular, that is r perpendicular. What will be this vector? R vector, r perpendicular vector. What is the value of that? Just look at here. This is the r perpendicular vector. If we consider it as a vector, it must be equal to what? Xi, the vector xi, and also we consider it as a vector, then it must be equal to yj. Then xi plus yj must give this r perpendicular vector. Okay, so the r perpendicular vector must be equal to r perpendicular must be equal to what? It must be equal to xi plus yj. Okay, this is the r perpendicular vector. Okay. And if the vector from the axis through the center of mass to the particle is rho j dash, here it is represented as the vector from the axis through the center of mass. It is the center of mass axis. This distance is rho j dash. Okay. Then The moment of inertia about this axis must be equal to what? The moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center. Okay. Then the moment of inertia about that particular axis is represented as I0. Then I0 must be equal to summation j mj. What will be the distance? The distance is rho j dash. Okay. Then rho j dash whole square. Then I0 must be equal to summation j mj rho j dash square. Okay. Then what is rho j dash in terms of rho j and r perpendicular? Look at the figure. Okay. This vector is rho j, and the vector from this point to this axis, from this axis to this axis, this is r perpendicular. These are parallel axes. Then the distance here must be equal to here also. So here it is r perpendicular. Then look at here, a vector rho j, this is in this direction, and here if we draw this as, it must be equal to what? It must be equal to the r perpendicular vector. Then rho j must be equal to, from the figure we can say that rho j rho j is equal to rho j dash plus r perpendicular. Okay. Then what is the moment of inertia? Then moment of, what moment of inertia we have to find? Moment of inertia I. What is the expression of I? Expression of I is equal to summation j mj rho j square. So here we substitute the value of rho j from this. Okay. Then summation j mj. What is rho j? Rho j is equal to rho j dash plus r perpendicular whole square. Okay. Then we finding summation j mj. If we expanding it here, in mind that this is vector, this is also vector, this is also vector. Here it is vector, here it is a vector. Okay. Then when we are writing in here rho j dash plus r perpendicular whole square, then after taking the after expanding it, the vector must be converted into scalar, because look here, first quantity, if it is, if we taking the product, dot product, then rho j dash dot rho j dash, then it must be equal to rho j square. It must be a scalar quantity, plus 2 into rho j, here rho j dash square. Rho j dash square 2 rho j dash dot are perpendicular. These two are vectors. When we take in dot product, it is also a scalar, then plus r perpendicular square. Okay, then if we expanding the brackets, first term summation jmj rho j dash square, and the second term summation j 2 into m j rho j dash dot are perpendicular. Okay, plus summation j mj are perpendicular square. Okay, is it okay? Then consider the here this term is what? This term must be equal to what? Summation mj rho j dash whole square is equal to I0. Okay, then we got this quantity. Okay, then here summation j mj rj square. Look at here, r perpendicular, it is a constant, then we can take it outside. Then summation j mj must be equal to what? It is must be the total mass, then it must be equal to m, then m r perpendicular square. R perpendicular must be here, it is a distance between these two axes. If we take it as L, then we get ml square. Okay, then we considering, we don't know what is the second term. Okay, then considering the second term, it must vanish because of the definition of the center of mass. Okay, just we check in the second term. Second term is what? Second term is summation 2 into, I take 2 outside, summation j mj rho j dash dot are perpendicular. Is it okay? In that quantity, if we take what is rho j dash, from the figure we have rho j dash is equal to rho j minus r perpendicular. Okay, so this is 2 into summation j mj. In place of rho j dash, we take rho j minus r perpendicular. Okay, dot r perpendicular. So that quantity must be equal to 0 when this quantity rho j must be equal to r perpendicular. Then a quantity must be equal to what? Then m into 0. The total mass must be here. So it will be like this, 2 m into r perpendicular minus r perpendicular dot r perpendicular. Okay, so this quantity must vanish. So this is equal to 0. So the I must be equal to, we have mentioned that the first term must be equal to I0, and if we take r perpendicular as L, then it must be equal to I is equal to I0 plus m into L square. Okay, so this is the result. So here, if we taking two examples that uses parallel axis theorem. Okay, first one, we have find the moment of inertia of a stick. The moment of inertia of a stick about its center of mass, that is obtained as I0 is equal to ml square divided by 12. Okay, and here we finding the moment of inertia about one of its ends. Okay, then what will be the value of small l? The distance between one end to the center, it must be equal to L by 2, isn't it? Okay, the distance must be equal to, not small l is equal to capital L by 2, isn't it? Okay, then from the theorem, it gives that I0 plus m into L by L by 2 whole square. Then that is equal to what? It is equal to, what is I0? I0 is equal to ml square divided by 12 plus ml square divided by 4. That must be equal to what? It must be equal to, it must be equal to 4 ml square by 12, or that must be equal to ml square by 3. It is obtained in our, just look at, just check it. The moment of inertia we have got, first is the moment of inertia about The center is obtained as ml square by 12. Okay, and about one edge it is obtained as ml square by 3. Okay, so using that theorem we can find the moment of inertia of bodies with different axes. Okay, now we finding another case. It is not done by us. Okay, if we have to find the moment of inertia of a disk around an axis at the rim, okay, perpendicular to the plane of the disk. Okay, so we can use the same theorem. I must be equal to I0 plus m into L square. Here I0 is the moment of inertia about the center of mass. Okay, and we have find an axis passing through the center and perpendicular to its plane is mr square by 2. Okay, we know that I0 is here. I0 is, we know it is mr square by 2. And what will be the distance? The distance between the axes must be equal to the radius. Okay, then mr square divided by 2 plus this is m into r square. Then it must be equal to 3 by 2 mr square. Okay, so this is the moment of inertia about an axis at the rim that is perpendicular to the plane of the disk.